grass is green. Ariana Lee knows what you need. Every step she leads the way, making dreams come true to the day. Work with Lee if you want that key. Open doors to destiny. She's the one to set you free. Work with Lee if you want that key.
So I got my tea because we need to get into this tea, okay? Okay. Listen, so if you all don't know, I'm a realtor. I service primarily Southeast Michigan, but I do represent the whole state of Michigan. So long story short, from the beginning, right? We're going to just hop right in. So just get your popcorn, get your tea, just get ready to dive into some craziness. So my client, she is looking at purchasing a new construction home. So I don't know if you all know, but with new constructions, a lot of the time you do have to put down like an initial deposit. That is a larger deposit than if you were buying a traditional already constructed home. So my client had to put down like $10,000 of her money to secure her home. It was already built, but it was still considered new construction because it was still like finishing items that were still being done to it. Anyways, our offer's accepted. I got our offer with concessions. So she's only really having to cover the down payment because the concessions would ideally cover that. However, it was a stipulation for the concessions that if the purchase price or if the appraised price comes in lower, then she will have to cover more of her closing costs. So anyways, we get through, appraisal comes in, we're past this whole point of the offer process. We've done the inspection, everything's been completed. We are getting closer and closer to being ready to close. It comes back like maybe a week and a half before our closing date. It comes back that she is on the Cavers list. Does anybody know what the Cavers list is? Pop quiz. Anybody know? So Cavers stands for Credit Alert Verification Reporting System. And this is primarily for like federal agencies to pre-screen and also see if there's any delinquent accounts that are federally backed. So this typically only happens during the home buying process. So you might be on the Cavers list and you might not even know. That's what makes this story scary. So just keep listening. Stay tuned. It gets crazier. So she finds out she's on the Cavers list, which she's trying to figure out, okay, she had a business. She had an LLC, but she's like, I don't know why that would report. I did not take any loans out. I don't know why my name is appearing on this list. I did nothing. She had no knowledge of taking out anything. But, I deal with a lot of home buyers. So in my mind, and maybe even the lender's mind, we're both thinking, okay, maybe you just don't remember. So we had to find more information. Why is it showing on the Cavers list? So we dug deeper and come to find out it is student loan related. So we're trying to figure out what student loans is this related to? So she goes in and she finds out that it is not really even a student loan. It's like a small business. It's like a small business loan that was taken out in her name. And it was a COVID related loan, or was taken out during the time of COVID as well. And it was a COVID related loan. So we were trying to figure out, where did this come from? She did not take out any loan. She's trying to dispute it with them. Come to find out, her coworker, someone who she literally sits next to every day of work, someone who has been a close mentor to her. Do you know that she took out, the coworker took out over $10,000 on the lady's name, and she not only did she not get any piece of the pie, right? Like, you have money being taken out of my name. I have no idea about it, and I don't get any piece of the pie. And then on top of that, now it's potentially put her at risk to even be able to purchase a home, because the only way to even get through or push through to the lender is you have to clear that debt entirely, which means be back in good standing with the federal government, but also you have to clear that entirely. I don't know if this would have been the same process. I'm pretty sure it would have still been the same issue, even if she was not going through the FHA loan. So, yeah, that's a huge issue. So not only she's down $10,000, right? Because she already put in an earnest money deposit that's essentially non-refundable if you don't close. It might be wiggle room with it being FHA, but that was already a signed upon agreement. On top of that, you now have your loan that you didn't even know about that is also in the amount over $10,000 that you also now have to fully be responsible for and pay back or dispute it. So if she disputes it, right, let's say she chose option B, or where she disputes the loan off and say that that wasn't even her, which again, I would do so if I had no knowledge about it. She would have to risk waiting that entire process out, which can take at least 6 months. On the minimum end, it could take 6 months to dispute that that's even you. So yeah, that's another issue, right? And then on top of that, you also might not get the house. So that means you would be out of the appraisal money and also the inspection money. So there's a lot of potential losses here with either moving forward or not moving forward. So she wanted to move forward and continue through, even though I would sympathize and understand if she did not. But she wanted to continue forward and get that removed off her name or get it cleared. So in order to do that, she luckily, it's not always the case. She luckily was able to get on a payment plan and be able to pay back the debt and be in good standing with the government, so that way she can continue forward with her home loan. That happened to all work out. The builder was able to work with us and gave us an additional month of time, so that way we didn't elapse on the closing date and out of contract. And then on top of that, we were able to put together a concession package that would be able to assist her a bit more than what she originally was going to be getting, just because that was a very tough problem to run into, especially when you've been doing everything right. You've been saving for your home. You've been paying off these debts, and you had no idea you get hit with this unforeseen issue. And you just have to deal with it. You now have to just pay an additional $10,000 that you were not prepared to do. So it was crazy, but it ended with a happy ending because she did, she reported her coworker and is continuing up with those, whatever action she will need to proceed with. And on top of that, she got her home. And we were able to reduce her closing costs as much as we possibly could. And she was able to, know about the issue that was even on her name. That would have never come up if she had not been in process to purchase a home. I mean, seriously, it is so important that you all be careful with who you share your information to. Do not share it to randoms. You might just end up like my client, and we do not want that. Learn from her mistakes. Honestly, it made me paranoid. I wanted to go through, every possible list, look up my name, see if I'm on there. Just be mindful that our information is a lot more accessible than we think. If you're not familiar with VPNs or just firewall, any protection system that you can put on your own internet, computer, mobile device, anywhere where you can help be more cyber safe, do so. Our information is too accessible as it is. And there are people who are praying to use your name, use your hard work for their own benefit. I mean, they weren't in the gym. They weren't with you when you were in the gym, okay? And they're trying to benefit off of your name. So make sure that does not happen. I'm Ariana. Remember, work with Lee if you want that key. But that's my crazy story for today. I have another one of the clients who unfortunately popped up on this list. Let's talk about it and let's figure out ways that you can avoid being on not only the Cavers list, and if you are on the Cavers list, here are some actions that my clients did to help get their name off. We'll talk about it. Have a wonderful one and talk soon.
From downtown buzz to places green, Ariana Lee knows what you mean. Every step she leads the way, making dreams come true to the day.